إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن الاستهداء في كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثات بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. We are all very familiar with the phenomena of being really excited about this amazing month of Ramadan. Weeks in advance, months in advance sometimes, making dua that we get to see this month and see this amazing gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. And you're all familiar with the fervor in the first few days when the parking lots are full and the masajid are full. And then of course we all know that this is human nature. As the days go by and as we move from the first Ashara and now we are in the second Ashara, the second 10 days of Ramadan, the enthusiasm starts to wane a little bit, but alhamdulillah, people are still coming to the masjid, but starting to struggle. And so the topic of my khutbah today is to try and inject in myself first and foremost, and in my brothers and sisters in this blessed gathering, the spirit and momentum of Ramadan, so that we can keep that alive as we go through this amazing gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every year we find ourselves struggling a little as we enter the second Ashara. We find that we're not doing as much as we wanted to, either not reading the same amount of Quran that we set targets that we're going to finish one juz every day, or at least spend 30 minutes between Asr and Maghrib. And we're all struggling to do that, myself included. Sometimes we find ourselves that, in the beginning we're coming to Taraweeh, and then as time passes, we're like, oh, hard, should I go, shouldn't I go? We're struggling. So this is natural, this is a human condition. And then, we also sometimes struggle with the voluntary acts of worship, the nawafil, qiyam al-layl, the tahajjud. And there are many reasons for that. I mean, we are humans, and sometimes it's just that our works are tough. We are hungry, we're human beings, and we need calories to go through the day. So sometimes people don't take the suhoor very seriously, and so they don't eat a whole lot in the morning. And there are people, I don't endorse that at all, but there are people who just have a glass of water and they go back to sleep. In fact, I think as a human being, we need energy to go through the day. They talk about this intermittent fasting and all that, but the fact is that we do need calories to survive, especially sometimes our works are more demanding, so we need more calories. So unfolding the reasons of why things start to become a little shaky as we go through the month of Ramadan. One is that we're getting weaker. Sometimes if we're not taking our food seriously, we're lopsided. We eat very little for suhoor, and then we eat too much for iftar, and then that just the cycle gets disturbed. And interestingly, as a gastroenterologist, your microbiome, which is the gut bacteria, they also get shocked in Ramadan because the whole setup is changed. So that makes us sometimes a little unwell as well. But other reasons are work, other reasons are too much time commitments, other reasons are setting too high expectations for yourself. The goals are set too high. You set too high goals, and sometimes we get discouraged. But another reason I feel is that sometimes we take this amazing month for granted. We're really looking forward to it. Really can't wait for the month to come, and then we're very excited about it. But then, as you know, you hit the second 10 days, it's like it's your day. You get up in the morning, you get up, and you just forget that this is an amazing gift that you're living. You're in the month of Ramadan. And so we tend to take things for granted, as we do many other things in our lives. You know, we take our health for granted, we take our wealth for granted, we take this beautiful environment we live in, we take safety and security for granted. We just need to, you know, pause and think about the blessings that we have every day, including the things I just mentioned, and one of them that we tend to take for granted, not all of us, but some people may do, is the month of Ramadan, as we just, it becomes that month for you. So we need to just take a time out and say, you know, we get so many blessings, including all the health and, you know, safety and security. Think about what is going on in the war-torn parts of our ummah, not just Gaza, which is being decimated, but other parts, you know, Yemen and other parts where people don't have sense of security and safety. So we take these things for granted, and so we should also not take Ramadan for granted. But I just wanted to share with you a really powerful concept, a powerful idea of what a gift this month is, how special this month is. Imam Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyah talks about the wish of those who have passed away. If the people who have passed away can speak, what would they say, you know, about Ramadan or in general? So it is thought that in general, those who have passed away, the ones who were doing good deeds, would wish that they did more good deeds. The ones who were, you know, not following the straight path would wish that they, you know, they were on the straight path. The ones who were engaged in committing foul acts and sins, they would wish that, you know, they didn't do that they would repent. They would have repented while they were here and not face the consequences of their ill deeds. Those who are in the practice of doing ibadah regularly would wish they did more ibadah regularly. But, you know, Abi Ibn al-Dunya narrated in Fadail Ramadan that Abduri said, one tasbih, one subhanallah in Ramadan is better than saying 1,000 tasbih at other times. And Ibrahim al-Nakhai was a well-known scholar from the Tabi'in, people of Abdullah ibn Masud, said that fasting one day in Ramadan is better than fasting 1,000 days, and saying tasbih in it is better than saying 1,000 tasbihs, and one rak'ah in it is better than 1,000 rak'ah. But going back to the concept of those who have left us, you know, those who have passed us, if you were to ask people of the grave what is the wish about Ramadan, they would ask for one more day of Ramadan. Just one more day of Ramadan. And the scholars explain that they would have seen the blessings of Ramadan and the multiplications of the reward. And that is why those who have passed would ask for one more day of Ramadan. Think about that for a moment. You know, you and I have that one precious day. The precious one day that those who have left before us, they no longer have. And you and I have it. And not just that the people who have left us and no longer are with us would wish for one more day of Ramadan. People who are living and cannot fast. For those, for example, those who are sick, those who can't fast, and they're like, I wish I had the energy to fast. I wish I didn't have this illness so that I could fast, because they would remember those amazing days that they had when they were young and when they were fit and when they were healthy and they could fast. They would wish that they would have the ability to do that. And so not just the sick people, there are people in ghafla who unfortunately are around us and don't take this seriously. And if they were to think about how amazing this gift is, they would also realize the folly of that. And then those people who are in the war-torn parts of this world, our brothers and sisters, who don't even have food to start their fast or food to break their fast. There are people in Gaza that are eating grass and eating stale bread, and people are getting sick from just eating rotten food. So the point I'm making is, even people who are living may not have the opportunity that you and I in health, in wealth, and in the life of plentiful have. There's a lot of people who cannot even avail the opportunity of Ramadan because of circumstances, unfortunate circumstances. Because you need energy. You do need energy. Imagine our brothers and sisters in parts of the world who don't have food to eat or who don't have barely anything to eat. They are hungry as it is. They're starving as it is, and now they're fasting with not even that amount of food. They're starting their day with maybe a piece of bread and they're ending it with a piece of bread. So they have no energy to do those voluntary acts. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them, enormous amounts of ajr, more than people who are doing it, because they have the intention to do that. So we need to take each day of Ramadan as a precious gift that will never come back to us, and try our best to make the most of it. So I wanted to just go over and talk about, again, just to remind ourselves, what can we do in this blessed month, this precious month, to make each and every day count. First and foremost, as I just mentioned, we need to hold on to this realization that each and every day of Ramadan is priceless gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And make a niyyah, at least make the niyyah to make the most of it. Because innama a'malu binniyat. Even if you don't have the niyyah to make the most of it, then the acts will not follow. So at least, have the niyyah to make the most of this blessed month. And then inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the tawfiq for it. And the next thing is that everybody's circumstances are unique. Some people are in demanding occupations, professions, they're students, they're exams. There's some young mothers who have, children that they have to take care of, or women who have household duties. There's so many things, and men have household duties, or whatever it is. There's special, unique circumstances for every individual. So set high but realistic goals so that we don't get disappointed. But think of every moment in Ramadan as an opportunity. Think of every moment in Ramadan as a unique opportunity, because every good deed, every act of goodness is multiplied thousands and thousands of times. So let's just talk about dhikr, for example. In Ramadan, I just mentioned one subhanallah in Ramadan, they say is equivalent to 1,000 subhanallah outside of Ramadan. And so one salah is, just you multiply that. So what is the best dhikr of Ramadan? If you look at all the ahadith about dhikr in general, there are so many amazing azkar that are there from the Prophet ﷺ, who informed us of these azkar. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallah azim. The best of dhikr, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is la ilaha illallah. And then istighfar is, of course, it's like if you have a dirty garment